If you're tracking your muscle mass progress, weight is absolutely bullshit. You guys ever see that nerd in your high school that wears the same shirt every single day? That's this guy right here. You know, I've wore this Toji shirt now for, I don't know, like fucking 5 or 6 videos. Probably going to be more, depending on what video you watch. But yeah, that's me. Anyway, listen, we're going to talk about weight today, okay? Because look, weight's bullshit. Why? Because weight doesn't give you an idea of actually what's going on, right? Weight is everything. Okay? Weight could be your muscles, your bones, the water, your organs, your fat. It could be everything, okay? So it's not a good indicator of muscle mass progress because it gives you the whole picture. It doesn't tell you exactly how much muscle you built, okay? And that could be demoralizing because when you step on the scale, you're like, man, I didn't gain any weight. What the fuck, Gino? You know, I'm trying to gain 25 pounds of muscle and I'm not actually building anything. Well, maybe you have. Look, this happens very frequently with my clients, okay? They'll step on the scale. It says they only gained 1 pound. And then they get demoralized a bit, and then I throw them on something called an in-body machine, which I'm going to talk about in a second here. And what it actually does is it tells them they gained 5 pounds of muscle mass and they lost body fat, right? So then the net is actually going to be something small, right? Because if you gain muscle and you lose body fat, it could change what the weight says on the scale, okay? It can net out even sometimes. It could say you gain no weight at all, but you actually gained 5 pounds of muscle and just lost fat, okay? So you can lose fat and you can gain muscle, okay? When you're doing isolation training, it's a recomposition style of training. And if you pair the right nutrition with it, this is very common, okay? You know, like I said, you can lose body fat and you can gain muscle. So then your weight ends up being kind of even, okay? Now let's talk about this in-body scan. What the hell is this, okay? An in-body scan is something that is about 98% accurate in tracking exactly how much muscle mass you have and exactly how much fat you have. And it'll even tell you where on your body that it sits. Okay, and it also puts you in comparison to the general statistics of the people your age, so you can see if you're above average or below average or about average, okay? Now, in-body scans you could find at places like a Lifetime Fitness. Now, there's Lifetimes in pretty much every state in the U.S., so depending on where you're watching this from, if you're in the U.S., you go to a Lifetime. Like, find one in your area, and you can call them up, say, hey, do you guys have an in-body machine? You could pay for a day pass there, and you can go get your in-body scan done. I'm sure one of the people will show you where it's at, okay? Or you can call around to local nutrition shops. Sometimes nutrition shops even have these inside of them, okay? And, you know, it's just another way for them to engage with their customers, okay? Now, what you want to do is make sure you find one in whatever area you live in because this is the most accurate way to track your muscle mass, okay? An in-body scan will tell you exactly how much muscle you built and exactly what body part, which is very, very valuable because, you know, with it being body part specific, you can say, hey, I built 2 pounds of muscle, right, in one of my legs, and then I built no muscle in my other leg. Well, then that knows, you know, you need to adjust something in your program, okay? Which is incredibly valuable information because you don't know sometimes what's working and what's not or where you even added that muscle in the first place. So your program may need to change depending on where you actually add the muscle, okay? So very, very valuable. Look, weight is absolutely bullshit when it comes to tracking muscle mass progress. Instead, you're going to want to get an in-body scan.